students, we can proceed with our second part of our discussion, and here we are going to start with the metal oxide. Ina maana tunaanza kusoma sasa zile selected compound of metals, lakini specifically tunaanza kudiscuss kuhusiana na metal oxide. So simply when we talk about metal oxide, maana kwamba tunaangalia muungano wa compound iliyokuwa formed ambapo ni metal with the oxide. Ina maana kuna reaction with the oxygen, and therefore tukaenda kupata ile compound ambayo it is a combination between a metal and the oxygen. You see? Kwa hiyo tunapoenda kuzungumzia hizi metal oxide, don't be surprised. We are going to talk about the reaction with oxygen from the beginning mpaka kwenye mwisho wa hii concept. So when we talk about this thing, simply anasema kwamba an oxide is a chemical compound which is formed by a chemical combination of one or more oxygen atoms with another element. As I told you kwamba huyo oxygen anaweza kawa ni zaidi ya mmoja. Tunajua kwamba tuna monooxide, we have those peroxide, superoxides, whatever. Lakini pia hata oxygen inaweza exist as an atom, as a molecule, as a diatomic, as a ozone, whatever. Kwa sababu pia tuna ile oxygen ambayo inakuwa na 3 molecules ambayo tunaita ni ozone. Kwa hiyo hizi oxygen inaweza zikawa ni one or more oxygen, anaweza react na any element. The way ana react na another element, obviously anaenda kutengeneza the chemical compound ambayo itakuwa imehusisha chemical reaction ya hiyo oxygen with the element. Therefore hiyo compound itakuwa referred as the metal oxide. So my students, sometimes we can be asked, describe the metal oxide. So this is the simple meaning, simple definition of the metal oxide. And sometimes you can use your own understanding word. Unaweza kutumia maneno yako mwenyewe ambayo umeelewa. For instance, tunazungumzia metal oxide. So simply on your mind you have to understand, naongelea ile compound ambayo imehusisha reaction ya any element with the oxygen gas. So you can see that ile reaction ya oxygen na any element or another element inaenda kutupelekea formation of what? Formation of this metal oxide. So that is all about the metal oxide. Now we can proceed. Anasema kwamba the oxides are binary compound. Tunapokuja kwenye issue ya kuangalia zile oxide, anasema kwamba this compound are binary. The binary compound. I hope the word binary compound is not new. So you have to know about this binary compound kwa sababu ulisoma ukiwa kidato cha kwanza kuhusiana na the issue of binary ionic compound, binary compound and so forth. So anasema kwamba these oxides are binary compound. This means that they contain 2 elements. That's why you see the word bi. Bi maana kwamba ni vitu viwili na kuendelea. Sasa anasema kwamba they are binary compound. Anamaanisha nini? Anasema this means that they contain 2 elements. Kunakuwa na nini? Na 2 elements at once. So one of which must be oxygen. Sasa katika zile elements sasa, moja kati ya hizo element mbili lazima iwe ni oxygen. Kwa nini ni oxygen? Remember we are talking about the metal oxide. So lazima tupate the compound of oxide. Therefore one among of that oxygen lazima, one among of that element must be oxygen. Lazima awe ni oxygen. So the metal oxide are compound of metal with oxygen. Umeona mpaka hapa tushapata maana nyingine tena ya metal oxide or the oxide compound of oxide. Kwa hiyo unaweza ukadefine in this way kwamba metal oxide are compound with metal with oxygen. Kwamba ni metal ipo na nani? Na oxygen. Inaenda kutengeneza hii compound of metal. But also this oxide are binary compound. Maana kwamba zinakuwa 2 element ambapo among of them must be oxygen element. So in this section my student you will learn about the classes. Sasa tunapokuja kwenye hii section ya metal oxide, nao tunaenda kufanya coverage ya vitu gani? Tunapozungumzia metal oxide tumeshaona maana yake. Tunazungumzia kitu gani? Lakini sasa what are we going to learn here? What are we going to cover in this section of the metal oxide? Anasema kwamba simply we are going to talk about the classes. kwamba hizo metal oxide zina makundi, zina category mbalimbali. So we are going to learn about the classes. This is the first consideration, but also another consideration is the method of preparation. So we have to know the method of preparation. This metal oxide sometimes can be prepared. And sometimes also in the laboratory we can prepare this compound of the metal oxide. So sasa tunatakiwa tusome method ambazo obviously zita facilitate au zita ensure the preparation of this metal oxide. This is the second consideration in this section. But also the third consideration is all about the chemical properties. Lazima tujue sifa za kikemikali za hizi metal oxide. So actually tutaangalia reaction tofauti ya hizi metal oxide because we are talking about the chemical properties. Chemical properties, ile ability ya hizi metal oxide kufanya reaction. So we have to discuss about it. Another consideration in this section is all about the uses of metal oxide, and this will finalize our concept of the metal oxide. Kwa hiyo tuna vitu vikuu vinne vya kukava kwenye hii concept au hii section ya metal oxide. Cha kwanza kabisa ni issue of the classes, but the pili ni issue of the methods of preparation of this metal oxide, and the third one is issue of the chemical properties of the metal oxide, and finally we are going to the uses. What are the application? How do this metal oxide can be applicable in our daily life? So these are the main coverage we are going to cover in this section. So starting with the classification of the metal oxide. Let us start with the classification of the metal oxide. When we talk about the classification, my student, I hope it's aware for you. Maana kwamba tunaongelea ile makundi, zile categories za metal oxide. Kwamba tunapozungumzia metal oxide, kwamba zimekuwa categorized, zimekuwa classified katika classes mbalimbali. For instance, anasema kwamba oxides can be classified as a basic oxide, but also as a acid oxide, amphoteric oxide, compounds oxide ambayo sometimes is known as mixed oxide. Kwamba tunapokuja kuangalia classification of this metal oxide, anasema kwamba they are classified into mainly 4 category or classes. Ya kwanza kabisa ni issue of the basic oxide, but also there is acid oxide, but also there is amphoteric oxide, and the last one is all about the compound oxide. Sasa hii compound oxide sometimes is known as the mixed oxide. Compound, kumbuka compound tunaongelea ule muunganiko, chemical combination of the substance, 2 or more substance. Kwa hiyo sometimes it's referred as a mixed oxide or it is a compound oxide. So these are the mainly classification of the metal oxide. Anasema kwamba also it can be a peroxide, hydroxide, super ambayo sometimes tunasema ni super oxide, and the neutral oxide depending on how they react with the dilute acid, alkali and water. Sasa hizi categories za peroxide, superoxide au hydroxide, lakini pia na the issue of the neutral oxide, hii inategemeana na zile reactions zitakazotokea. For instance, the way hizi metal oxide zitakavyoreact na acids na alkalis, lakini pia na water, ndipo utakuja kupata matokeo tofauti ambapo tutaenda kupata hizo peroxide compound, hydroxide au superoxide, lakini pia sometimes we can get this neutral oxide. It can be either acidity nor basicity. So anasema kwamba the discussion in this section is centered on the first 4 types of the metal oxide, which are the basic oxide, acidic oxide, amphoteric oxide and mixed oxide. Hasa tumeona kwamba classifications za metal oxide zinaweza kuwa katika acid oxide, basic oxide, amphoteric oxide or compound, sometimes known as mixed oxide. Lakini tukaona kuna hizo another categories ambayo ni the issue of the peroxide, superoxide, the neutral oxide, whatever. Lakini sasa hapa kwenye hii section yetu ambayo tunatakiwa tufanye coverage ya vitu vikuu vinne, tukianza na classes of the metal oxide, anasema kwamba we are going to deal with these 4 types of the metal oxide. For instance, tunaanza kuona kuhusiana na metal oxide of the acid, basic acids and phosphoric, but finally we're going to look on the issue of the compound oxide, or sometimes is known as mixed oxide. So my student, this marks the end of our discussion. Thank you so much for watching. In the next session, we are going to start to look on these categories or these classes of the metal oxide. Warmly welcome in the next session. Bye bye. I wish you a nice moment.